Hi guys, this is Patrick from noipx.com. Now, itong masarap natin ngayon is the new Realme X3 SuperZoom, which will be launching in the Philippines on July 9, 2020 at 12 noon via a live stream sa official Facebook page ng Realme Philippines. Now, kung di kayo familiar sa device na to, actually na-release na to before around May or June yata as a flagship device with, flagship specs. So, itong device na to actually has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus processor. Plus, meron siyang periscope style zoom. Tsaka meron siyang, of course, 5 times optical and then 60 times na digital zoom. So basically, ito na yung pinaka-powerful na smartphone na nirelease ni Realme Philippines dito sa Pilipinas. And buksan lang natin siya. So nakikita niyo pala itong box, medyo signature na ni Realme to. This is the Realme yellow box. So nakita ko kanina, naka-stack to dun sa mga review units namin. Pero sobrang standout niya kasi nga dilaw siya. So yeah, buksan muna natin. So meron tayong knife dito. Other than dun sa kanyang flagship processor saka great cameras, meron din siyang 120Hz na display. So unlike yung Realme 6 tsaka 6 Pro, 90Hz lang yun. Ito, 120Hz na to. So i-detail natin yung specs niya mamaya. I-rundown natin yung specs, yung sample shots. Tapos bibigyan namin kayo ng mga initial thoughts namin about this device. So, buksan na natin ito. Ayan, fresh na fresh pa. So, tabi lang natin dito. So, of course, meron tayo ditong packet that says welcome to the Realme family. So, standard ko sa lahat ng mga boxes nila. Kasi since sobrang fan-oriented sila, no? Community-oriented. So, talagang welcome nila kayo. And of course, ito. Let's embrace a new journey. So, ano nasa loob? Of course, meron tayong quick information guide sa mga mahilig magbasa. And of course, meron tayong libreng clear case. Medyo dark smoke yung color niya, no? So, hindi siya yung boring na plain na plastic talaga. So, at least di ka nabibili ng case. Pero, syempre, pwede pa rin bumili kung di mo trip yung gantong case. But at least, you're given the option na. So, yeah. So, of course, here is the device itself. Available siya in Glacier Blue and Arctic White. So, tingnan natin kung anong unit meron tayo dito. Wow, medyo makapal siya. Ramdam mo na. Pero let's see. The one that we have here is obviously, yung white, no? So, this is the Arctic White. So, makikita, matanggalin natin to. Medyo reminiscent siya dun sa Realme X3, which is basically parang predecessor na to. So, ayan, much cleaner. Although, medyo noticeable yung kanyang kapal at weight. Siguro dahil sa kanyang 4,200 mAh na battery. Tsaka yung kanyang large screen. And of course, sabi ko nga, meron siyang periscope style na camera sa likod. So, mamaya i-detail natin kung bakit. Ano nga ba yung periscope na camera para sa mga hindi familiar. So, i-boot lang natin to. And tabi muna natin dito sa gilid. And let's dig in further. So, ito. And inside, meron tayong USB Type-C cable. With, again, signature na Realme yellow accent. Yan. And meron tayo dito, nakikita ko na medyo malaking, no, actually decent lang to. Kamukha nung sa mga Realme, sa Realme 6 Pro. This is actually 30 watts, I believe. 5 volts, 6 amperes. So this is 30 watts. Neat lang siya, in fairness. And meron din tayong, of course, SIM ejector tool. And basically, that's it. So, that's for the unboxing. Set up ko lang to saglit. Then, papakita namin sa inyo yung mga key features, key specs, tas kung ano ba yung mga reason bakit dapat na-excite kayo sa device na to. Plus, mga sample photos na rin since, kaya nga nasabi ko, this is the Realme X3 SuperZoom. So, obviously, ang highlight feature niya is yung kanyang cameras sa likod. So, yeah. Set up ko lang to and then, we'll start. Alright guys, katulad nga nasabi ko kanina, itong Realme X3 SuperZoom has a flagship processor, a large and fast display, plus a periscope style telephoto lens, which is basically yung mga components na hinahanap natin for a flagship phones in 2020. Itong Realme X3 SuperZoom is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus octa-core processor. Medyo last generation na siya pero still very powerful and reliable pa rin siya for 2020. What's interesting is, since hindi na nga siya yung latest, it will make the device cheaper than dun sa mga flagships na meron tayo today. Ang pinakamalapit pa nito, meron siyang 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. Which is mas marami compared dun sa mga ibang flagships na meron tayo ngayon, like yung Galaxy S20, which cost at around 50,000. Yung device na yun, meron lang siyang 8GB and 128GB of storage. Pero, actually, yung 256GB dito sa Realme X3, kailangan mo talaga siya since wala siyang micro SD card slot. Of course, kailangan pa namin i-test ng maigi tong device na to para makapagbigay kami ng final verdict para dun sa kanyang performance. So, watch out lang kayo dun sa full review namin. Actually, other dun sa kanyang processor, isa sa mga reason bakit sobrang bilis nitong Realme X3 SuperZoom is dahil meron siyang 120Hz display. Now, kung maalala nyo, pinuri namin yung Realme 6 Pro dahil meron siyang 90Hz screen. Pero sa 90Hz kasi hindi mo pa masyadong mapapansin yung difference eh. Pag pumunta ka na talaga dito sa 120Hz territory, sobrang laki ng difference na parang ang hirap na bumalik dun sa mga standard 60Hz display ng mga ibang phones. Pero, to keep the price reasonable pa rin, Realme used an IPS panel instead of a Super AMOLED screen dito sa kanilang high-end device. Think ko this is an acceptable compromise since most people would prefer the speed and price than having a vibrant display tapos cost more. And since it uses an IPS panel, wala siyang in-display fingerprint scanner. Instead, itong device na to has a side-mounted fingerprint scanner na hindi lang nakatulong para mas mapamura yung device but also made the back design cleaner. So, speaking of the design, the back panel is really clean. Kung makikita nyo naman, sobrang pinagyayabang ni Realme yung ginamit nilang anti-glare fingerprint-proof glass dito sa likod. And kung makikita nyo, it really works. Unlike ibang glass phones, sobrang hindi naman siya anti-fingerprint smudges. Pag tumingin ka na malapit, makikita mo pa rin. Pero at first look, mukha talaga siyang malinis parate. Now, itong Realme X3 SuperZoom is available in Glacier Blue. Tapos itong meron tayo dito is the Arctic White. Gaya nga nasabi ko kanina, meron siyang anti-glare surface. So, basically, matte siya. Pero kahit matte yung paint job niya, dun sa ilalim ng glass, meron siyang reflective material that really shines as it reacts to light. Siguro ang pinaka-na-notice ko nung una kong nahawakan itong device is kung gaano siya kalaki. Kung gaya nga na sinabi ko kanina. That is because this device is 8.mm thick at may weight siya na 202 grams. Actually, okay yung thickness niya kasi hindi siya sobrang nipes. So, at least, komportable siyang hawakan sa kamay. Unlike ibang phones na sobrang nipes. So, parang nakakairit hawakan, parang ang tules. Yun nga lang, titignan natin sa ating full review kung masasanay ba tayo dito sa weight na to. Also, yung weight niya, hindi natin maibe-blame sa battery kasi meron na siyang 4,200 mAh na capacity. It will be interesting, no? Kung makikita natin sa full review kung gaano katagal yung kanyang battery since meron siyang 120Hz display. Pero, base sa nakita ko dun sa kanyang settings, may option dun na automatically mag-switch between 120Hz, 90Hz, and 60Hz. Depende sa kung anong ginagawa mo, kung naglalaro ka or idle ka lang, tsaka dun sa battery status, para hindi ka rin mabilis malobat. And speaking of lobat, itong Realme X3 SuperZoom, meron siyang 30 watts dart charger. Sabi ng Realme, kaya niya mag-provide ng 100% charge in only about 55 minutes. And itetest natin yung claims na yan sa ating full review. Now, as the name suggests, ang pinaka-main highlight ng Realme X3 SuperZoom ay ang kanyang camera. Primarily, yung kanyang 8 megapixel telephoto camera, which is meron siyang periscope style lens, katulad nung nakita natin sa Huawei P40 Pro. It can do 5 times of optical zoom and maxes out at 60 times of digital magnification. Meron din siyang optical image stabilization para pag nag-zoom in ka na malayo at sobrang shaky ng kamay mo, at least medyo steady pa rin. At this level, you can practically take pictures of the moon as you can see on this sample photo. Plus, okay rin siya na party trick, no? Pwede may pagyabang sa mga tropa mo na kaya mong mag-zoom in ng sobrang layo using your phone. Of course, meron din tayong 64 megapixel main camera that uses a Samsung GW1 sensor. Meron siya aperture na f1.8. Ina-highlight din ng Realme yung kanyang Nightscape 4.0 feature tsaka Starry Night feature, which basically lets you take better photos at night. And of course, meron din tayong 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera and 2 megapixel macro camera. Ito yung mga standard na inclusion lang sa phones ngayon. Tapos sa harap naman, meron tayong dalawang cameras na nakalagay sa punch hole. Itong primary selfie camera natin nasa 32 megapixel sensor. And salamat naman, yung pangalawang camera is an 8 megapixel ultra-wide. So mas useful to kaysa dun sa mga ibang phones na depth sensor, yung kanilang secondary front camera. Kasi at least with an ultra-wide, you can take selfies with friends na hindi na nagsisiksikan. Tsaka mas marami lang talaga siyang uses unlike the depth sensor. Well, basically that's it for now. Stay tuned na kayo sa full review namin kasi doon namin i-detail yung kanyang camera capabilities, battery test, gaming test, benchmarks, charging test, lahat in our full review, which we will be publishing once na meron na kaming presyo ng device na to. And speaking of presyo, Realme Philippines will be launching this device via a live stream sa kanilang official Facebook page on July 9, 2020 at 12 noon. So by then, once we have the price, we can now publish our full review since mahalaga yung presyo sa full review. So, yeah. And again, this has been Patrick Cañete from NoyPX.com. For more detailed look about the Realme X3 SuperZoom, may mga links tayo sa baba. And also don't forget to hit the like button, share this video if you liked it, subscribe if you still haven't, hit the bell icon so you get notified every time I post a video, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and yeah, thank you for watching.